So if I'm not black enough, and if I'm not white enough, and if I'm not man enough, then tell me, Tony, what am I?
The moment I locked eyes with my people, I made a silent promise. One day they would be respected. My name is Shirley. I am a pianist. This is America in 1960. Racism is everywhere. You can feel it, even when no one says a word. In the South, it is harsher, more open. Black people do the lowest, hardest work that breaks the body, yet still can't sustain a life. White people gather in shining mansions, laughing, drinking, as if the world were made only for them. I am highly educated, trained in classical music, standing on prestigious stages, yet reduced to my skin. I chose to tour the American South not for applause, but to prove that black people belong on dignified stages, that we can stand tall and claim the same rights. I knew the road ahead was dangerous, so I needed more than a driver. I needed protection, someone who would stand between me and harm. That man was Tony. Before we left, my agent handed Tony a green book, the Negro Motorist Green Book, a guide that listed where black people were allowed to stay. In the car, I gave Tony my rules. Every venue, the piano had to be a Steinway. Every night, a bottle of red wine delivered to my room. He wrote it all down, casually. We arrived in North Carolina. The estate owner greeted us warmly, but the meal he prepared was fried chicken. I understood immediately. Before emancipation, black people did the hardest labor. Slave owners fed them watermelon and fried chicken, cheap fuel for exhaustion. Over time, those foods became insults. I swallowed my anger and finished the first half of the concert. During intermission, I asked to use the restroom. The host smiled and pointed outside. A shack built from wooden boards, an outdoor toilet for black people only. My smile froze. This time, I refused. I said I would return to my lodging to use the restroom. A round trip would take an hour. Everyone would have to wait. He chose to wait rather than let me use his bathroom.
We don't mind waiting.
On the drive back, Tony said I was being difficult, said it didn't matter. He didn't understand. I wasn't asking for a restroom. I was demanding basic human dignity. Later in an upscale clothing store, I picked out a suit. The moment I reached for it, the owner's expression changed. He feared my hands would stain his clothes. I didn't argue. I smiled awkwardly and walked out. That was the first time Tony truly felt Southern racism. He was angry and helpless. That night, I sat at the piano. The music was fierce. My body trembled, my face tight. Every note was resistant. At the final stop of the tour, we arrived at an elite club with the most unjust rule. I could perform on stage, but I was not allowed to dine in the restaurant. Tony asked me to compromise, to eat elsewhere, finish the show, and go home peacefully.
But the star of the show, the parking spot of honor, he can't? I'm afraid not.
This time, I stood firm.
Either I eat in this room, or I'm not performing tonight.
Tony respected my choice. We left the hall and
Let's get the fuck out of here.
entered a loud, run-down black bar. There, I felt whole. I sat at the worn piano, moved the whiskey glass aside, and played not Mozart, not Chopin, jazz, raw, alive. The bar erupted. People danced, cheered, surrounded me. For the first time, I smiled from the heart. In that moment, I was no longer